Tighten up, baby. Tighten up. The football season has begun, man.
Football season has begun, as you were saying, man. We are back. 2021 free agency started a little bit over a week ago, and man,
tighten up, baby. Tighten up. The football season has begun, man.
Here we are, man. Right back at it, and it's been a long time coming. Seems like, man, it's been a lot going on in the football world. We appreciate you guys sticking with us, man. Coming back for this 2021 season. And right off the bat, though, we got a lot of big news that's happening, especially as it concerns Isaiah Wilson.
Yeah, that's a sad situation, man. It really, really hate seeing that because you're talking about it's just a guy who doesn't want to play football,
especially as it
concerns, and not in the NFL anyway. He just wants to live his life and party and everything, and that's all he wants to do. He doesn't want to play football at all. So you just hope that. And the thing that concerns me more than anything else is that he never showed up for the help that they were offering him from a mental standpoint. And that's a little scary. You hope he gets his act together before he does something just completely silly and doesn't make any sense. But, but it again, it goes back to what we said during the season and during the offseason. It's typical of what happened with John Robinson. I mean, he just had a bad offseason all the way around. And when you look at what's going on, he's got to make up for he's just like anybody else, he's got to make up for the bad season that he had. So, I mean, when you have to trade your first round pick and then, less than a year later, he's completely out of football because he won't get another shot with anybody. What are you going to do?
Exactly, man. It's a tragedy that this young man is now out of the league, and the Titans had to waste a first round draft pick on him. But it's one of those things where you try to help somebody, you offer them help, and they don't want to help themselves. They got to help themselves to be able to receive the help that's been given. So
absolutely,
it's a sad situation, but you have to move on. And the other big news, Grover, that we want to talk about, man, is because this is huge. It is the interview that Wesley Woodyard had put out, and he talked about some scathing things, man. I'm gonna say scathing because you really think about it, it kind of makes sense. And about some of the things he talked about with this football team. Let's talk about with the offensive line first. Dennis Kelly, saying Dennis Kelly was the glue that held the line together. He was, an important role to this football team as far as that concerned.
Yeah, and I don't know. Again, Wesley Woodyard would have more of an insight to that than any of us. He was in the locker room. He went past those meeting rooms, so he knows who held it together and everything. But Dennis Kelly may have been that guy. And that's a big loss. But what you're hoping for is that other guys it's almost the same as what they had last year with the defense. Though it didn't work out too well, you hope other guys step up and be a leader for that offensive line. You still have veterans like Ben Jones, and you still have Taylor Lewan. Again, he's going into his third year, but Nate Davis. So you got guys on that line that understand the work that needs to be done. You still got Roger Saffold as well. So you just hope that, they're bringing in Kendall Lamb, who's a good run blocker. He's not good in pass protection, but he's a good run blocker. But whoever they bring in, whatever rookie they bring in, you are hoping that they just all step up to the plate and, they fall right in, because Roger Saffold said it best when they after the season was over. It's like, hey, look, we believe in hard work here. If you don't want to come in and work hard, then this is not the place for you to be.
Right. And so as we move on, though, but it's more to that interview, which was very interesting to me, is he kind of talked about Vrabel and the things that he demanded on his football team. Didn't really like a lot of pushback. If you push back against them, then you wasn't with the program, if you want to say it that way. And if we go back to that the 2019 season, the playoff run in the 2020 year, And you noticed some things, Grove, and as me and you talked about the other day, it was very apparent that the defense had changed against Kansas City from what it was against the Ravens. And you saw that. And just based upon what he said, being Wesley Williams, because we don't know what actually went down, he says that Vrabel took over the defense pretty much and was calling the plays in the AFC Championship game, which you saw was different. A different scheme, a different attacking style, but that should have looked familiar to what we saw this past season.
Exactly. And that's the thing about it. I mean, okay, let's just be real about it. First of all, what Wesley Williams said as far as the defense and as far as Vrabel is concerned confirms what we were saying all last season. And something that, you hope Vrabel learned, took his couple of slices of humble pie and learned that he's not a DC. Calling plays is not his forte.